You know, during the 2012-2013 election petition filed by the MPP, you know, judges, there are certain cases, the judges gives verdict or take decision considering the atmosphere. The judge, will I be safe after taking this decision? Will my family be safe? Will the country be put together? What will happen to the nation? So all those things are considered when judges are taking decisions, political decisions in the interest of the nation, not in the interest of the political parties. So we the NDC, collectively, including the party structure, we were scared, the party was scared, the candidate was scared, everybody was worried, even though the NDC had the victory, that based on the case the MPP had filed. I mean, they had a very solid case. There was fear and panic through the rank and file of the NDC during those days. And then the MPP had, you know, putting their facts right. Bawumia was doing justice to their evidence and was defending. And I mean, there was, and Sir John, late Sir John, may his soul rest in peace. And my big brother Ken and Co, you saw the fear that they were putting in the judges, threatening them, telling their families to prepare their funerals. They had coffins here and there. And I mean, at the back door, some of the judges were very scared. So some of us within the party structure strategically had a meeting and also decided that, okay, let's also come out and take the bloodbath position.
Take the bloodbath
position in the interest of also shaking the nation, or also see if we could put fear in the judges for them, those who, you know, whether we like it or not, some judges are sympathizers of both the NDC and MPP, mm-hmm. if that could. And some spoke in a closed door, the sympathizers of the NDC, that they were scared of their life based on the threats that were, you know.
So what was the bloodbath narrative
I mean,
that you gave?
Like the statement that... So
what did you say?
I said...
Or what were you asked to say?
I made 3 statements. Mm-hmm. I said, look, NDC would never hand over power if the judges took a different decision in overturning the votes. And I said, even if that happened, it was going to be a bitter sweet for the MPP. And then I also made another statement that Ghana will not contain us all if that happened. So we also took that stand.
Why did you make these statements?
I think on Asempa.
So when you were going to make the statement, did you tell your party people this is what I'm going to say?
Oh, it was a collective decision that we all took, that not only me, myself and others, that
you should go and say these things?
We go out and we are taking a stand. Also, it wasn't that there was a particular roadmap or a calculated statement given to anybody. Go out and also take a stand of the bloodbath. You remember, I was the unlucky ones. Others made statements the same way as what Sir John and Co. I was the unlucky one that, whatever reason, that was the one.
So you went to jail for how many days?
For 3 days.
But some people went for long.
Yeah, Ken Crunchy, myself and Ken Crunchy.
No, not just that. The guys, the 3 gentlemen.
No, that's after. Those were...
that was after the...
No, that's long. I think somewhere... that's Mugabe and Co.
Yeah,
that's way after. That's way after that they went for... They threatened the life of the...
Chief Justice.
Yeah, he felt threatened, and some said they were going to rape him.
So when you made the statement of Asempa, did anybody call you, a friend of yours, lawyer, and said, look, Stephen, you're going to be in trouble?
It was a stand of our party then. It was a stand, it was a decision that some of you, and you know, we chose to go for the suicide mission. And I don't regret, or I don't regret, because a man should be stand by his word.
You don't regret making contemptuous statements?
At those times, I didn't. The interest of the party was first. You know, in politics.
What were you in the party at the time?
An ordinary foot soldier, an ordinary person.
But you had run for parliament,
yes,
as a parliamentary candidate, and lost the primaries.
Yes. You know, the NDC is made up of different people with different background. CPP, PNC, they all came, amalgamation of, you know, came together to form NDC. So that is why, if you look at, unlike the MPP, which is a tradition, you have to belong. So as you were making some analysis here, I wish I was there to, I mean, I was in the kitchen, fortunately, to be. So I know exactly,
so
I know what my party breathes. I know it's how we win election. I know how that is why we know what happens, okay, at the background, and certain things happen. Fortunately, I knew how to wash my hands very well, so I was closer to certain in the kitchen to get to know how apples were picked from oranges and how we cook some recipes for the party structure to also take and continue. So when I made those decisions, or when I made those statements, you saw the party even issued a statement that they were, you know, in support. So that was the decision.
How did you hear that you had to go to court?
I was home after I'd finished eating my TZ.
On a Sunday?
Yes. Then I heard on the radio all over, and the radio station started calling me.
That what?
That I had made a statement that the court, I was being invited. So, and you know, when the Supreme Court invites you, it's a place that no legal structure in this country above their decisions. So, as a human being, politically, when you throw your speech out there, strategically you can withdraw it, even though you've sent the message. So, in appearing before them, irrespective of your status or your caliber, you have to be humble in front of them. So I started apologizing.
No, so who told you that come to court at this time? How did you get there?
The Supreme Court.
Yeah, did you get a document?
No.
You just had the radio thing?
Yes. And when the Supreme Court...
Okay, so how did you go there? You didn't call any lawyer?
No, my own personal lawyers.
Yes.
Came, which Ivan Sanaba was one of them, Maxwell. They came to the house. Some of them even, I think, they spent a night with me, you know.
In the house?
In the house.
Preparing you for the next one?
Yes, what to say, what not to say. And one of the things they told me in court, if you make any contempt statement and you're being asked to repeat what you said, don't dare say it. If you say it, it's disrespectful in front of the judges. That is why I made that statement that I swear never to make such statements.
Let's watch the video again.
Yes.
Let's watch it. It's very short. Let's just have a look at it again. It's an interesting story. Let's see it again.
I'm just a poor boy from Binduri. I'm not from any fancy family, and I come from a very poor home, Your Honor.
So you learned the slangs from your poor family?
My lords, I've lived in the United States for 14 years, my lords.
This is what I suspect. In the United States, you know the law works irrespective of anybody?
Yes, my lord.
For that, you're very, that's the first thing that anybody who has been to the U.S. for some time cannot miss out from. And you come back here with that experience, instead of trying to help build your country in a better way, you just put it aside.
I apologize, my lords, and I take full responsibility for my irresponsible actions. I apologize, my lords.
From the publication, you wanted to be a member of parliament for Binduri. So this is the kind of leadership you are coming into leadership position in this country, and we should sit here and allow that.
Mr. Chikata was speaking for you.
Yes.
So he was the lawyer?
Honestly, no party lawyer contacted me. It was my own private lawyers. But when I got into the court, then I think one of the lawyers forgot his name. Said, "Oh, Steve, we've been looking for you."
Was it Atubiga?
Yeah. He said, "Steve, we've been looking for you." I said, "Because I had prepared myself with my lawyers, and my wife and I had a plan for 10 years. Because with political
What's 10 years?
10 years imprisonment. That's what my wife and myself prepared.
That you are going to jail for 10 years?
Yes, because with political imprisonment, especially contempt, the chief justices, they had, the Supreme Court, they had authority to do anything, to interpret whatever. So my wife and myself prepared for 10 years. Just within 10 years, I know I'll be out. But we didn't know
10 years?
Yes, that was the preparation myself and my family made.
Did you speak to President Mahama about this before you went to the court?
No, I did not talk to anybody until I...
Did you speak to Chief of Staff?
Nobody spoke to me. Nobody.
Okay, so when you showed up at the court, then Mr. Chikata took over?
Yes, and my lawyers had trained me or had educated me or had, that I was ready. You could see that I was speaking on my own at a point. Chikata said that they should let me speak. I committed the crime, and I took the responsibility on myself for the party. You know, remember when I told the judge, I did it, the party had no hand in it. Because if you look at that time, it was so beautiful for any Northerner, or so historic for any Northerner to have seen a Northerner leading the NDC, because we're tired of getting the running mate slot. So John Mahama's getting the opportunity to lead the party, his success and his failure was some of us. And collectively, irrespective of your political colors, most people came together that his success was to give the opportunity for any Northerner to also get the opportunity. So whether John was doing the right thing or the wrong thing or whatever he did. And if you see, anytime NDC defeats the MPP, we don't defeat them with much margin. And how we struggle to get the 345,000 around that vote lead for John Mahama to be the candidate was something that it was a dangerous win for us. And then where we found out the evidence that the MPP had and the way Bawumia and Co were defending or giving out their evidence, look, there was shiver, there was disarray, nobody was sleeping.
So you needed to save the situation.
We needed to save the situation
by also being violent,
yes,
contemptuous of the court,
to make sure, because some of us,
and somewhat irresponsible.
Yes, and don't forget that with the background of everybody coming together, beyond the party structure, we the northern youth, or we the northerners, some of us, we agreed that we became tribally biased, or it was a suicide mission that